While today is a big birthday, as many of you know, we kicked off our celebratory season back in April, with a visit from former Senators Trent Lott and Tom Daschle, who assisted our artist Stan Hurd in breaking ground on our birthday present, our tribute to Senator Bob Dole, the extraordinary earthwork portrait just over our shoulders to the west. Since that groundbreaking, the Dole Institute, thanks to Public Education Coordinator Julie Clover and her extraordinary outreach, we've been celebrating Senator Bob Dole's centenary with thousands of kids across Kansas for many weeks. We were pleased to welcome students from Senator Dole's hometown in Russell, Kansas, from Reppenthal Middle School in April to receive some of our earliest contributions, and since that time acquired over 1,000 art pieces from Abilene to Zenda, honoring our great state of Kansas and most beloved landmarks in honor of Senator Bob Dole and his 100th birthday. It's my pleasure to invite earthwork artist Stan Hurd to share reflections on this incredible tribute earthwork project that we'll all enjoy for a few months here to come. Stan.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but there was a beautiful red-tailed hawk that was singing just a minute ago. So I've been setting out here for like a month and a half, 2 or 3 months. When did we start this, Matt, Scott? A while back. But often I'm with a lot of my friends. Ollie, I saw you out there. George, I don't know if George made it this morning. Richard Ross from Topeka. Matt helped me on the field the other day. Janice is back there. I don't think our son made it this morning, but he was at that wonderful engagement last night. How fun was that? The other day I was setting by myself, which didn't happen a lot, but I was just messing with the rocks and trying to push that eye. That right eye was just horrible. I mean, I just redid it 7 different times to try to get it right. Finally, it worked yesterday. And Chell has been filming that. But for just a little bit, I stopped, and that red-tailed hawk flew over me, and they've been squawking and squawking all week, he and his mate, or all month. And I realized it's because of all the construction over here. So that morning, he flew over like 15 feet above my head and just barreled through the trees to over there to strike his message. And for some reason, I just had an idea that Senator Dole was sitting there. And I looked over at him. He was right on that rock. There's a limestone outcropping there. So that limestone outcropping has been there for a long, long time. So I looked over at him in my imagination, and he looked at me and he said, "Hurd, don't screw this up." The way I started to learn about Senator Dole was through my friend Scott Richardson, and Scott was on his staff, Washington, with Richard Norton Smith, and I think actually some of the words that Senator Dole said might have come through Scott on occasion, I'm not sure. So Scott shared with me one time that he's riding across southwest Kansas, probably somewhere between Russell and Junction, or Russell and Liberal maybe. And Scott's, driving, and Senator Dole sitting over there, and all of a sudden the Devo song comes on, and Scott looks over, and Senator Dole is going, ding, do, 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 ding, do, 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 whip it. And then, so I don't know, he just started sharing stories about working with Dole. He said the amazing thing about him was that the way he treated the people that he worked with in the office. He wasn't, obviously he would probably had some times where he was not the most pleasant guy when things were going bad, but he was really generous with his people. He treated his people around him that worked with him with great appreciation. So I guess my creating this portrait, spending a couple of months out here with my friends, making this happen, one of the things that kept coming back to me was how important this building is, and what conversations go on in that building, what conversations are going to happen in that building from here on out. I don't know if there's another place like this. Maybe I'm not such a political junkie that I would know, but I don't think there's very many places right now that hold this power of us trying to figure this thing out right now in this late state of our democracy. And that happens here, the young people who come in and get involved. So working with Audrey, working with these incredible people, we have, working on this incredible campus in this beautiful city, in this beautiful state, is an honor, and we all should embrace that. I think I would leave by saying that the thing that I think we have to keep in mind anytime that we're involved in conversation around the politics of what's going on in this country, and especially in this state, is a deference and a nod to the First People. In this state, we have the Potawatomi, the Kickapoo, the Iowa, and the Sac and Fox. Our original people here were the Pawnee, Shawnee, Kansa, Kiowa, Comanche, Cheyenne. To our south, the Cherokee, the Comanche, the Creek, the Choctaw, and others that I'll probably forget. I think that everything we do and everything we work towards should have those people in the back of our mind, and also the red-tailed hawks. Thank you.